Hello, it's Zofia Mazur again, and today I will take care of guilt. So, like in my previous videos about shame, the structure it is going to be the same. Like first I will talk about emotions, how you can characterize emotionally guilt, and then I will give you some general information and how to let go. That's the structure that I think that our logical mind will take very easily. So what about guilt with that emotional characteristics? How do we feel that guilt and we are not even aware? Because yeah, it's not really truly common knowledge. So when there is so much suppressed and repressed guilt, and we all have it, we all have so much suppressed and repressed guilt, then we feel self-hatred, self-punishment, self-propagating addiction, discouragement, defeat, impossible, too hard, give up, depressed, humorless, negative, confused, forgetful, too late, too old, doomed, useless, lost. Those are major feelings related to guilt. Be aware, be aware. Every time when you are there, and you think that this is your reality, because that's what that confusion comes when we identify ourselves with our feelings, negative feelings, and we start to see reality through those feelings. So just be aware that when you are there, just know that you are in guilt, caught yourself in that negative emotion that is here, and that energy is heavy. How do you feel? How do you feel when you are there? You know that that energy is not that good. You are not feeling, you are feeling like that. And absolutely many times before I've got that information about those levels from Dr. David R. Hawkins, and I started to study. And to tell you the truth, that it took me a while, because what I understood, that mind, it's not that easily to be informed. There was already so many negative programs, so I was confused. Absolutely, I was confused, and I questioned everything what I was getting from books of Dr. David R. Hawkins. So it took me a while to clarify. And when I started to apply that letting go, and when I started to get smarter, you might think, you might say, then I knew that I'm home, because what you have to understand as well, that our human experience is subjective experience. And when we think that our life is so dependable from others and we don't have power, then when that victimhood, that feeling of victimhood comes from, because I'm powerless, I don't have much power, I'm so dependable from someone, I just waiting for a good job, that the job will make me happy and secure. I waiting for others to be nice, because if they are not gonna be nice, they will get me angry. I want others to listen, because everything what is going on in my life, I blame them. So that's the trap. That's the trap of guilt, that feeling of powerlessness. But it's not that clear. That's what you have to, like, be aware. It's not so clear that we are in blame. We think that we're supposed to be there, right? So now you have those characteristics of feelings, and when you are there, then you will know, oh, it's guilt. It's guilt. It's not true. It's not true. I'm not too old to do those videos. It's not too late to start something that I love to do. It's not too late, and I won't give up. But when you will give those feelings right understanding, then that peacefulness will come, and you will know that you are on the right way. So in my next part, I will give you some general information, so you will know more about your enemy. It's not truly enemy. It is just an awareness that we don't know. Like I said, that many things are unconscious to us, and we will make them conscious to know how powerful we are truly, and we don't have to be victims. No, we don't. We will develop our talents, and we will absolutely enjoy this life on earth, because on the end, what we will realize when we tackle those negative emotions, that life is truly beautiful. So in my next part, I will give you some general information about guilt. In this part, general information, I will give you just the key, the most important key, so you can know that you can help yourself. The most important to remember from that part is, person who blames automatically becomes a victim. Automatically. It's not so conscious. So every time from now on, just try this out. Stop to blame. Just stop yourself and try to understand and take responsibility. Challenge yourself with it, because it's so unconscious that we blame, that we use blame on others, and we don't know that we're a victim. It's so unconscious. And when you try to challenge, yourself, and every time when you're ready to blame, like, stop, just think, oh, what you're gonna do next? Understand that person, and then take responsibility on yourself. When you will exercise that power, because you are not gonna be in blame anymore, you will be out slowly from that victimhood. At some point you will know that you can do it, that you are more powerful than you thought, and you will find out your talents, like that realization that you have, and you can use it, those talents. It's going to be so clear, so obvious. And what will be most important also for you, that you will have a power, like personal strength to do it. When we feel like a victim, there is not much of energy in us. Look, it's so much breaks on me that's probably the best way to think or to imagine yourself when we are there. That so much breaks and I cannot move. I don't have a power to move forward because it's only that much power and I need more to experience, truly experience what I am. I trying to help you to understand, to help you to understand that we are more than you think right now. And every time when I make those videos, I just have a hope that maybe at some point you will get it. Because it's not so easy. It's not so easy. There are so many things that we don't understand and accept it in our social life that we think that there is no the other way. And when you start to challenge yourself, it's gonna be a process. For some, it's gonna be very quick. For some, maybe longer. But still, do you want to be a victim? Do you want to feel like a victim? When people are for a long time in victimhood, it is like sickness. Truly, it is like a mind sickness. And there is not really much war outside can do, because you feel like a victim. So what I can do? You want to be a victim. You get used to be a victim. It is like your second nature. So remember that you do have a power who you want to become. And when you already start to blame, what you're gonna use? Just understanding and take responsibility. Responsibility, it's that point. I taking responsibility for my life. That's the understanding for you. I don't want to blame. I know maybe, yeah, that person should be blamed. But what's the trap? To be a victim. I do have a power to take responsibility and be here and have more energy to experience this beautiful life. So what else? What else you should know? There is a conscious and unconscious guilt. Unconscious guilt that we don't know. I was explaining in one of my videos about conscious and unconscious. So things that we do know, it's like consciousness, we're here, so that much we know. We don't know that stuff yet. It's still unconscious. So that's your right understanding must be. If I bring more information, so I bring from unconscious to my conscious mind, right? Because the levels are growing, and I am a human that I have that ability, right? I have that ability when I was born and brought to this world to grow in my consciousness, to grow in my consciousness. I don't want to be a victim. I don't want to be a victim. Because now I understand. So you know, you can do it very fast. You can do that fast process to yourself when you put humor to it. Yes, you can do it very fast. So just know that that unconscious that we don't know will bring sickness to your body. And in my case, yeah, that was awakening because of kind of sicknesses that I started to develop. And I didn't know how to help myself, and doctors couldn't help me as well. So I said, okay, maybe there is another way. And I started to search, and I find out about those levels of consciousness, and I find out that more I have suppressed and repressed guilt in me, more I have, then my body won't work very well. Too many too many breaks, too many false beliefs that I'm not aware, and I started to search for truth. So I'm trying to bring that information to you, to your attention, because at some point you will be challenged as well. If you don't know that stuff about those levels of consciousness, it's hard to help yourself. I was not aware, and I thought that I was very well educated. I was not that stupid, but still it didn't help, and I had to still search and search, and I accepted. Yes, I accepted that position to be student of life, and it's good. It's good position. It's very helpful position to get smarter and smarter, and not let yourself to be a victim. Guilt is the result of regretted past actions. Is it true? Yes. Yes, I just blame myself. There was a point that I hated myself. Yeah, why? You were so stupid to have done something like that? And I blamed myself. And I had a trouble to forgive myself. If you have a trouble to forgive yourself, you have a trouble to forgive others as well. But what I didn't understand at that time, that mistakes are part of our life. And we are learning by try and fail, and then correct, and then correct. There is not the other way. We have to try and then fail or not fail. We will see, but this is our basic survival. If we are gonna be afraid to try, how are we supposed to know it's gonna work or not? So that's the life is all about. Sometimes, you know, we try something that we know it's stupid, we should not. And that's the conscious guilt, because we know. But there are some things that just overpowered us, and we don't know. But some knew already that it was stupid, and we didn't listen. So, yeah, many ways, right? But anyway, we do have ability to develop that reason, that understanding, and to bring that powerful part in us as well, that will understand. It is important to know about that guilt. The guilt is needed, that feeling of guilt is needed in us, because it's like a correction. People without that feeling of guilt are dangerous, because they do things and they don't know that those things are wrong. Example of Hitler or Stalin or many other dictators in the world. They didn't possess that guilt ability. They were overpowered by different energies, bad energies to harm. So I'm talking about that balance, that it's good that we have a guilt, but that suppressed and repressed guilt, it's not good for our body. So just understand that I'm talking about suppressed and repressed, unconscious. If we feel guilty, it's a healthy psyche. It's good that we have that ability to correct ourselves feel guilty, oh, it's wrong, so now I search how to correct and improve. That's the healthy way. I'm not talking to eliminate ability to feel those feelings, no. I'm talking about suppression and repression, and then overpowered by those energies. It's hard to live your life in blame, right? That's what I'm talking about. The constant blame and that feeling of victim. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about remove ability of guilt, because you know what's gonna happen. Mayhem. People without guilt, they are very dangerous to themselves and society as well. So just use that guilt as a learning, as something good that we can learn. Don't be stuck there. Don't be that person that knows everything. Oh, I know everything. No, you don't. Have that part that there is something else to learn. Maybe I don't know. Have that open mind. That's what is important to understand, that open-mindedness. When we are lacking that part, that egotism, we are feeding that ego. That's our ego. We are feeding those energies. We become those energies, and it's all the time about me. So I'm still in that primitive form. I didn't try even to be here, and I don't have a comparison. But ego won't let me, because I don't want to understand that part. I refused. It's so good to be a victim. That kind of feeling when the people are refusing. For some it's conscious, for some it's unconscious. Oh, they are feeling so good if they blame. Or if they hate or in anger. Oh, so much juice in it, right? So become more sophisticated. Because life is not worth to be stuck only in me, in my ego. I understand that part. That's the way. That's the attitudes I want to develop. I understand that part in me, but I decided to develop myself on the higher levels of consciousness, because I'm gonna have more energy to live and enjoy every moment of my life. I hope that you are looking for this type of attitudes toward life. Am I right? See you in my next part, how to let go of that victimhood. How to let go of guilt. This one is probably not that easy to explain, because guilt, you will let go of guilt with understanding. So you will have to recontextualize your attitudes toward life, like to have that open mind. And when you start to have that open mind, then you will be ready to recontextualize and help yourself, because mistakes are natural, impersonal consequence of learning and development. So that's the mistakes are. If we want to blame ourselves for our mistakes and live in that blame, we won't be able to develop ourselves, to grow, to learn. We're only gonna be living in that blame. So that's the trap. The trap could be here, and our reality of life going to end up here. Our human potential is unlimited. We can grow in our consciousness a lot. So don't let yourself to be trapped there. Just bring that new understanding to your life, to your attitudes to our life. And when you will understand and change consciously your attitudes, then through that understanding, that guilt will be lifted up. Also, there is a lot of guilt with fear, attached to fear, desire, anger, pride as well. So when I will go through those levels and you will understand them, and when you have a lot of fear or you have a lot of anger, and I will teach you how to let it go, guilt will be lifted as well with them. Because what you don't know, that negative emotions, they go together. So they are not in existence by themselves only. You might have a lot of one, but if you have a lot of one, probably there is some or a little bit less of others' negative emotions as well. Just know that. So what about those new attitudes, recontextualization, so you can change the position and lift yourself from that guilt. Guilt by itself, it's good. It's good to feel that guilt, because then we know that it was a mistake and we want to correct. So when we use that guilt for learning, that's the attitudes. That's the attitudes you want to have. But if you don't know, if you don't understand, how do you know it was a mistake? When you will do a lot of judgment, that's judge constantly, you know those people. I was, some time ago, a lot of judgment. I knew better, right? I attracted to myself a lot of unconscious guilt, because, like I said, it's a conscious. Consciously we know that, consciously it was wrong. We knew it, we know it, right? But even though we've done it, why? That was in my mind. Why? I knew it was wrong and I've done it. Yeah, spooky. And that's the understanding you want to bring. Why? What was pushing me to that? And if we've done something wrong consciously, there was probably unconscious guilt as well to pushing us, and we didn't know, because that why was not so clear for us at that time. But then everything was clear. No, I don't want to repeat that. It was wrong. That's the attitudes. That's how strong we can be, because we know. We know, we learned. So maybe it was for learning. Maybe we were pushed to the wall to finally learn. So have those new attitudes, courageous attitudes toward life. And I said, okay, and say to yourself, I know it was stupid. It's hard to forgive myself for my stupidity, but if I knew better, I would do it, but I didn't. So forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Learn how to forgive yourself. If you will learn how to forgive yourself for your past mistakes, then you're gonna be easy on other people as well. You will forgive them easier. If you have some grudges toward them, it will be easier for them as well, because you won't have that so much unconscious guilt suppressed and repressed in you anymore. You are working on it. Life has to be taken a little bit with humor as well. Humor on myself, right? I was stupid. Yeah, say I was stupid. True. And I want to learn, and I want to learn. Have a good laugh to it. It is like a wisdom of life. If you want to do it, you're going to be stuck there. And it's no good. You won't grow. You will develop some physical sicknesses as well. You won't understand much. And you will become victim of life. And that's the worst part, to become victim of life. To blame others for my situation. It's because of them, not me. So you are powerless, right? You are so dependable that you cannot do much. Others, as a puppet, because of others. And as soon as you take that responsibility for your life, say, enough, it's enough, I won't blame. No, it's not because of others. It's me, my attitudes. I have to change my attitudes. I have to bring new understanding. I have to become more sophisticated. Maybe I take courses, some courses to educate myself more. Maybe I start to read classical books, yes. And I start to listen classical music. Why? Because my brain, what can I do? It's so many neurons. They are not connected yet. I have to help them to be connected. So now you know that in blame, you have to change your attitudes and become more sophisticated. And you know how, right? By reading, listening, taking some courses, maybe you will take some online on Hillsdale College. I took some. I keep my brain working, because if you won't use it, you lose it. That's what the saying is. I want to use my brain. I don't want to lose. What else can I choose from that list of recontextualization to bring new understanding? I have many points, but the most important that I want to stress out, just that understanding, new attitudes, new way of looking at things. Don't be stuck. So be right is one of them. How many times you wanted to be right? I am right, you are wrong. If you allow yourself that maybe I am wrong, that's gonna be better position for you. You don't have to be stuck in your right. You don't have to, because it's stuckness. Maybe I'm wrong. And to tell you the truth, that many times I thought that I was right, and find out later on I was wrong. Because I didn't allow myself to be wrong. I thought that I must be right. So that's the easy attitudes, easygoing, probably attitudes toward life, more humor. Maybe I'm wrong. Discussions are wonderful when you are open-minded, have a discussion with people and you smile, and you just say that maybe I'm wrong, but my way of thinking, but maybe I'm wrong. Challenge me. And when you are more open-minded, it's like you will understand more, and people will love to talk with you because you are open-minded. You won't put them in corner that they're wrong. No. You just know how to talk. You just know how to develop yourself, because you already experienced to be wrong and you thought that you were right. Project responsibility. When we are here and we don't want to go anywhere else, then where the responsibility is on others. I don't want to take responsibility, because responsibility goes with courage. Yes, I take responsibility for my life. That's the understanding. That's the position. It's so much energy towards life. So much. Then you know your talents. You can develop them further because you have energy. When you are here, there's not... You are trying so hard. It's feeling so hard, right? That's the feeling. And when you will develop that understanding of the whole map of consciousness, it's going to be fun. Where do I want to be? I don't want to go back here, but even though you will drop from time to time, so what? I know that I'm there, and you refuse those attitudes. You will them recontextualize right away, and you won't go there. That's the position I have. From time to time, I don't know how to deal with some, but I'm so conscious. I'm so conscious. I don't want to be entrap anymore. It's fun. It's so fun. When you will experience that fun, you will want to be always here, not there. You will understand. You will see. You will observe people that they are there. You will see how they are in trouble and making trouble for others as well. You will understand that. But you won't be able to help them, right? They have to understand that they only can help themselves. So how to connect with that understanding? That's the challenge. That's the challenge. Probably that's all what I want to just mention in that, how to let go. You know, true understanding, new meaning for whatever I've done. And then at some point you will know that you're out of guilt. You will use guilt only for learning and growing, not to be trapped by it. I hope that I enriched your mind a little bit, and I hope that you will stay with me to the end of explanation, and then you will move forward with the power that you are not aware yet.